The following podcast contains Dave's squeaky wheels. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey podcast fans, how's it going? Squeaky, Unclean, you squeak freaks, you sup fans, you people that are just listening for the very second time. That's right, this is actually a very, very special episode. I have a very, very good friend of mine. She is in the adult film industry. She's a very cool person, hot chick on the radio, and this is also going to air on YouTube. all you guys that are looking for something, you know, and you guys who haven't heard about the podcast, come check out this week's episode. We got Maxine X. The Maxine X Real. She's Canada's top fetish porn star. We're going to air this episode this week. We're going to take next week off, and then we'll be back here the first week of October. But first, here's a very, very awesome and exciting and fetish-filled episode of the Squeaky Unclean podcast. Yeah! What's up, podcast fans? It's Thursday. It's actually a very, very special edition. The reason why it's on Thursday, I have a very, very special guest, a good friend of mine. We have Miss Maxine X, who is the owner of a very awesome store. Actually, one of the best, I think the best stores in downtown Windsor, Maxine's Adult Playground. And that's actually where I first met you, because I joined the Facebook page.
Cool.
And I just came in. I said, I might as well say hi. I was a little bit tongue-tied, I was like, oh, hot girl, I was like the usual high school shit, like that. But yeah, no, I came in, and you didn't know who I was, like, yet, but then you figured out who I was, and I figured out who you were, and I guess the rest is history, because I asked you, like, a bunch of questions about...
Yeah, and we had jokes. We had a lot of jokes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because like, when you see a bunch of dildos hanging up on the wall, you have to have a few questions.
Yeah.
Every now and then. And I was just actually saying before we came on the air, because we talked about how it's tougher to be a male porn star than it is to be a female porn star.
Sure is.
Yeah, and could you actually tell the audience why it's tougher? Because a lot of people, like I say, oh, I can come, I can do it. But yeah, it's a lot harder than people think. Yeah.
It's like the top question I get asked is by a guy is, how do I get into porn? How do I get into porn? I can do it. I'll show you. Just let me show you, right? And it's like overwhelming because, and then some people think the industry is totally different than it is. Like, I get guys emailing me pictures of their penises, and I tell people, I was like, your penis picture is not your resume. That's not how the adult industry works.
It's
and
true.
Then a guy talking to me going, oh, I could fuck my girl, blah, 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 for hours, and you wait till you see. I said, it's not how they think it is. It's not in the privacy of their own home.
Exactly.
And, like, nobody's around.
Yeah.
There's light guys. There's maybe a mic guy. There is assistants. Possibly the makeup artist is still there. There's a producer or a director. Sometimes both, and they're all watching.
Exactly. Like I don't know about you, but I've like, even one time the temperature was too cold. I told you to start. I tried to get hard, and it was too fucking cold. I could not come.
Yeah.
She was like, "Is something wrong?" I'm just like, "No." Like, I hadn't eaten all day, and I did a show. I was fucking tired. She's like, "Are you okay? Is something wrong?" I was like, "No, I can't finish. What is?"
You know what? Honestly, it's like the most common thing for guys and girls don't know things. Like, they don't know that stuff they experience is common for other guys, and girls don't know how common certain things are. And I always tell people, like, this girl like asked me, and she's like, oh my gosh, she couldn't finish, or he came too fast. Is it me? I was like, what are you talking about? It's probably because he thinks you're so hot and he's so excited. I was like, I wouldn't take that offense. Just like, it's what you guys have.
Yeah.
Girls shouldn't envy. It's not the easiest thing to control.
It's like the episode of Seinfeld when
exactly.
When he's like it shrunk, and the girl's like, it shrinks? I didn't even know it shrank.
Like a fighting turtle. I know Seinfeld well.
Oh yeah. Well, you're actually Jewish. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
like, you were originally born in Cambodia,
and
you came over here when you were quite young. I saw the CTV article on you. Yeah.
I was adopted. I was adopted when I was an infant. Like, at the end of the Vietnam War, which was the beginning of the Khmer Rouge takeover, what they called the movie The Killing Fields, right? It's a very famous movie. So basically, I just escaped what happened in the killing fields.
Yeah.
And I was adopted. So I was raised by a Jewish family and very traditional. Like, I literally have, like, I've had my bat mitzvah. My brother's a rabbi. My other brother's a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, it's they have tons of babies. It's pretty stereotypical, but not too stereotypical.
Yeah.
But the point is like when people look at me, like they always assume everything. They always assume everything about me.
And that's the one thing that you and I have in common. Because this is kind of probably like a weird connection or a weird like even disposition to have. I think that porn and being like having a disability have similarities about them. Because a lot of people have preconceived notions. A lot of people think they know you. There's a certain way to treat people. Whereas like a lot of it has to be assessed individually. As you can tell. Because you're very cool and you're very down to earth, And that's one of the things.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, I have to be because I sit a lot. Like even when I was coming down the fucking stairs, people, I like every time I go on the stairs, I have like a power wedgie.
Awesome.
And like I was telling one of my producers, I said this is the only job where you can throw a handicapped person down the stairs and not get sued.
Oh my god.
So he's in a very unique position, and anyways, but it's like anything else. I mean, there's people. We're all people at the end of the day, and we all want to be treated well.
Exactly.
We all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted as well, And that's the other thing too. Why I've literally been able to have 2-3 hour conversations with you.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, I know.
We literally can talk for hours.
Literally can talk like about some of the weirdest stuff because like even going back to the male porn star thing, as I was saying, like it would be an easy transition for me.
Yeah.
Because I already have the Squeaky Wheels name.
Yeah.
So it's like Squeaky Wheels. There's a reason why his wheels squeak. And then it's like I'm twirling and like that buckets of cum and shit.
That's awesome. Oh my god, there's a total fetish for that. You can totally be the king of them.
That actually leads me into my next question because one of the first questions I ever asked you was about a fetish because we're all a little bit shy and apprehensive about what our fetishes are. And I told you that mine was wet hair because when I was in high school, I was in a drama class and I was rehearsing for a play, and there was a girl who, it was like raining outside, like pouring, torrential downpour. I was already in costume, I was ready to go, I was ready to rehearse. She came and her hair was like dripping wet all along this side, and it just turned me on. It just completely turned me on. And what was fucked up is that like she had to like play like a relative of mine. So I like had to totally not be attracted to her. And I'm like, oh man, like I'm trying not to, like get hard. But I was. And like you said, there's a whole wet fetish for that.
And like me being a fetish model, and I've been a fetish model and adult performer for like over 10 years. And one of the earlier shoots that I did was a wet hair fetish. And like I didn't even know a lot of the stuff that I did existed until I was hired for it. So basically I was in the same boat, but for the last a good 13 years I've been opened up to a whole bunch of things. And one of the shoots was I was at FetishCon, which is like a convention where a lot of performers and producers go together and they shoot together and fans get to meet the stars and whatever. And this guy had an 80s wet fetish.
Really?
And so he's obviously like an old 80s rocker. Like he's a lot older than me. Not a lot older than me, just a bit older than me.
It's like fucking Guns N' Roses and that type of deal.
Even the that glam kind of phase.
Yeah.
And so basically back then they loved the teased hair, like crazy teased hair. So I had to either wear a wig, or this other girl, she at another time teased my hair, like so it was really, really, really big. And it looked like I was in the 80s, like hairspray and all. He had brought like special hairspray and everything. And so I was like, wow. And so like my hair is like this, and then I would go in the pool. It's fully clothed, like sexy outfits, but fully clothed. And he would take pictures of me just walking into the pool, and then basically like a little bit of hair would get wet, and he would take a series of pictures, and then all the way up as long as it can go until it was like all down from the hairspray all wet again. And I also did other ones too, the similar but not as 80s rocker, and that falls under wet messy fetish. Wet messy fetish can be anything like throwing like pudding all over somebody, or I did this other one where I had a marshmallow, like that marshmallow fluff. I had marshmallow fluff. I also had pies, like 7 pies with shaving cream, all put on my head like this, on video, going like this, putting it on my head until I was a big, fully clothed, big head marshmallow puff.
Oh, you were telling me this. I remember this story. You thought your hair was gonna rip off. Yeah.
Oh no, not that one. That's the marshmallow puff. I did that one too.
Oh.
And then is the only one I got really upset on because I felt like I had to do this, and I felt like the stickiness was ripping my hair.
Yes.
It was so upsetting to me. I thought like my hair was gonna fall out, and my husband just put me in the warm water shower and just like washed it off. But it was like gum, like ripping my hair. The other one I did the marshmallow puff where it wasn't sticky, but it was a huge marshmallow puff. It's the same guy, too. It was the same guy who hired me for it. And then I couldn't even see. Like, all I would have was, like, a bit for my mouth and then a cigarette. I don't smoke, but it was a fake cigarette right here. And then Scott had to, like, say a script. And it was like, so is this going to help you quit smoking? Yes, I think this is helping me quit smoking. And I don't know where some of these fetishes come from, but they're out there.
Human beings are really kinky creatures. I mean, a lot of people, we still live in a very Victorian society, in a very sexually repressed society. So like even your husband, who I've met a few times, really nice guy. You know, you guys have a very interesting relationship too, and a lot of people don't understand it, but I think I did because like I've had like weird relationships before, not quite like that, but like where I've tried to explain it to people, and people are just like, what the fuck, are you know, and that's kind of why you guys opened the store, and essentially because I remember I watched a few news clips where like some people were like questioning why you'd open it right downtown and stuff like that, but I'm like, there's a fucking strip club literally 2 blocks away, and so what difference does it make if you're gonna sell dildos and fleshlights? Like, well, like people don't understand that would actually boost the economy and that would help, you know, but people like I
think it just makes people happier.
It does make people happier.
They have an orgasm.
No, seriously, I mean, like there's a little bit for guys especially, like as soon as guys come, I find there's a bit of embarrassment. Not necessarily, well, maybe for me, but not necessarily like embarrassment, but it's like, oh well, that was something else, and then you just leave. You know, but yeah, you're right. People, I think that people are happier when their sex life is a lot better. You know?
I mean, I have a whole model on sex. For one thing, obviously people like totally assume me and my husband's relationship. Oh, is he so jealous? Blah blah blah, right? But he's in it with me, and we do it together.
He is, yeah.
And we've been with other people. We're not swingers. We're performers. But at the same time, how it starts off is. The basic thing is we are porn fans. Before we even did a video, we liked watching it. We would rent it as couples. When I found out that I could plug in my camera and hook it up to the TV and watch myself, I thought that was hot. So maybe a little narcissistic, but it was pretty hot to me. I was like, wow, instead of a mirror, it's the same idea as a mirror, right?
Yeah.
But instead of a mirror, I felt like I was in the videos that I was watching, right?
Exactly.
And that's how it all progressed for me. My husband, he's the best husband in the sense that he tries to always make my goals come true. Like, I tried out for Playboy twice and I didn't make it, so he was like, fuck him, I'll make your website, I'll take the pictures. And that's exactly how it started. He goes, you're better than that. And that's how my husband is. He's not, I'm gonna put your snatch out to the world. People think of it differently, right?
They honestly do. And like we were speaking before about misconceptions, you guys work together.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you said is that like it turns him on when he sees you doing other guys.
He calls me at the store and tells me, I'm watching your movie right now, it's hot. I was like, I'm working here, honey.
I saw a bit of your one for the Brazzers that you just released.
Yeah.
And that one's actually very popular. I've like a few of my friends have actually seen it. They're
cool.
like, oh, you know that chick? I'm like, yeah, I do.
You know what? I'm actually really, really proud to be in Brazzers. The one thing is I've been actually doing porn for 10 years.
Right.
And it's hard because in Canada, you're not in the LA scene, the LA circle.
Right, you're telling me this. Right,
there's a whole circle. They are only getting to know me now just because I got an agent and I'm in LA and I did some Brazzers. I did Elegant Angel, but it wasn't anything compared to like when I did Brazzers. Boom, one thing with Brazzers put me on the map.
Yeah.
And like, not to sense that me and my husband didn't have our hard work for our own production company, and we have tons of fans like in Europe and fetishes. Fetishes are really quiet, right? So you won't get, maybe here and there you'll get some fan mail.
Yeah.
But my fetish stuff, I'm wearing a strap on. Sometimes I'm doing a guy in the ass, right?
Exactly.
So I'm also got, you know, the whip, and they're not going to come right out and say, only some. I do get fan mail for those guys.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I saw you perform one time at a strip club.
Yeah.
I brought a few friends and like, you even did a bit of like your squirting fetish. Like, I've actually never seen you squirt. Like, that was like awesome.
Thank you. And you know what? The best thing is I can't wait. I have a third shoot coming out, a third scene coming out on Brazzers.
Right.
It's for their newer one called She's Gonna Squirt. And the thing is people have no idea. I did the best I ever did, probably in years, but I have done really good stuff with my own content. But I did some of the best work I ever did on that because I had to work really hard because, you know, I usually do my stuff with toys.
Right.
And it becomes easier with toys, but to do it by yourself is harder. And then you have a whole day. It's a whole day shooting.
Right.
So I got my husband to make sure he got me a big thing of Gatorade, like bottles of water. I went through that, and then I was doing good, and then the director noticed that I was doing really good, and he's like, "You're doing this by," because they actually have things if a girl can't do it, they got these water douches. They got all these things to trick the camera.
It's like for male porn stars. Yeah. They need fluffers, and even you were saying like in between the scenes, like you said, fuck it, I'll do the fluff egg. You know?
Oh fuck, they don't have fluffers anymore. But I'm not gonna I want my guy to be like
to be ready. Yeah.
To be ready too. I don't want to like do that on camera. So of course I fluffed him, no problem. but you want your scene to. It's a mutual thing here.
Exactly.
But anyways, so I did my best work, and the director at one point, for the first time ever, I felt like a real porn star, because he was like this. He goes, "This is amazing. Just tell me anything you want. I'll get you anything you want." And I could have asked for friggin' who knows what. I mean, I don't do drugs, but who knows if a girl did drugs, she probably could have asked for anything.
Absolutely.
I was just like, I just said, to make it happen, I need more Gatorade and I need more water. He like sent somebody out, and I was like, I got a huge thing of Gatorade, and I did it. And what you saw at the Leopards, what's done in Brazzers was even better. Wow! So I can't wait till that comes out and stuff. Yeah. So I think that's gonna really pump up my popularity. I'm hoping.
You got your scheming fingers going.
Scheming fingers. So trust me, I have everything all in plan. People think, oh, she does porn, blah, blah, blah. Your looks aren't going to last forever. Yeah. That's the most thing people say, right? Yeah. But I'm always like, I already got a plan. You don't have to tell me. I already have a plan. I know exactly the timeline I have for certain things. And I wasn't even going to do more. When I moved to Windsor, I was planning on retiring. Yeah. And retiring and doing the store and stuff like that. But then I got asked to do MILF stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm 37 years old, right? Yeah. And people still think I'm 25 or something. I feel 25, but people still think I'm younger. So I'm like, fuck it. If I can go for another, if I can do this MILF shit, I'll get into that. Exactly. And I'm stopping at GILF, though. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't blame you. That's another certain tradition. And, there are even certain porn stars who are in their fucking 50s, and they're still going, and they still look hot. You're like I'm a 20-something-year-old guy, and it's like, you know what? I'm still attracted to you, and you're almost losing my mind. Well,
the thing is they're the ones that are really popular doing that. They've already made their name. Absolutely. Like Nina Hartley, she's amazing. Yeah, she's a woman to look up to. Yeah. One, the amount of work she's done. 2, she's down to earth. 3, she's so smart. She knows the industry. She's written books. She does, sexual workshops and teaches all that stuff. She's kind of like who I look up to. Absolutely. I've met her lots of times, and she's given me the biggest hugs. She's literally like an amazing woman. So if anything, that's who I would strive to be like in the future, and want my name to be around almost. I don't think I would ever get that close, but I mean almost as much as Nina Hartley. That's who I love. Yeah.
So speaking of toys, we gotta get to the toys, because you brought a bag of fun.
Well, I brought props, right? Props just to show you
now,
and stuff.
Could you tell some of my listeners what the Great American, or I guess in this context, the Great Canadian Challenge is? Because this is a bad boy right here. This is a big one.
Well, in my store, there is one toy that is basically gets the most attention. Oh, yeah. People walk in my store, and I've had it for almost 2 years, and I've heard everything, and majority of people go, oh my god! What the hell? Is that possible? Oh my god, people don't really use that, do they? Please tell me people don't really use that. And literally, people fucking freak out.
I know they do.
Just fucking relax.
It literally...
If it doesn't fit in your twat, don't use it.
I mean, like if, for those of you who are listening to this, I mean, you're gonna see the video online. Like, a donkey would be jealous of this shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's how fucking big this fucking dildo is. Seriously.
But I can't tell you, I've sold it 3 times.
Absolutely. So there's some freaky bitches out there. I think that's what we was saying.
And not just bitches.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've actually had, I think actually guys are more hardcore.
Yeah.
So if a guy is into something, they're actually more hardcore than a girl.
Yeah.
I've never sold this to a woman.
Really?
But I can tell you, I decided to take this one home.
Really?
So, what other... it doesn't work for me yet.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is this has been in porn. This has been, I don't know, girl porn, gay porn, whatever, a whole bunch of stuff. It is massive. And I don't think I can actually really, like, do it, but... And I do think it could be possible. But, what I was going to say is what I used to do a lot of webcam, like, before I opened the store and stuff. Like, what porn stars do is, like, they always do something on the side. You can't just rely on one thing.
Yeah, especially because the industry's changed so much.
Right.
I mean, like, you can't just have porn stores where you sell videos. Like, everything's on the internet now.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to branch out.
Even as, like, a performer doing videos, you have to do webcam, you have to do feature dancing. My thing on webcam was large and strange insertions. I did large as in like large dildos. This is Belladonna's.
Oh, yeah.
Belladonna has a series.
Right.
Belladonna, she's very famous for those large and strange insertions and anally and stuff. So I took this home. I still didn't get that one in, but my friend said she's gonna help me try it. I also, you know, I did smaller ones, which is another one that I have at the store and at home is the Dick Rambone.
Right.
It's a really big black one that's hanging up and everybody freaks out. That one, no problem. I've done that one. No problem. I did that one regularly with my webcamming regularly, anally, too. So it is extreme. You could like chop those ones yet.
You could chop wood with one of those fucking things. That's how fucking big that shit is.
But I can tell you, people go, "Oh my god, does that mean you're like this big and loose?" I've never had a baby, no, and you're not loose. It's totally a myth.
Yeah.
Because I actually have male porn stars actually tell my husband that they almost came because they thought I was too tight. They thought I was so tight, which is a total compliment. They're not gonna like lie about that. No. And they've had so many people, so I actually get good compliments on that. So I know it's not that, but I am an extremist.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a Scorpio, so Scorpios.
Me too.
Oh, that's why I get along.
This is why we're insane together.
I get along with a lot of male Scorpios, like as my friend and stuff. But Scorpio, like I say as my friend because I had an ex-boyfriend who was a Scorpio.
Right.
And yes, sex can be good with Scorpios, like together.
Yeah,
but
we're very passionate.
But they're so the same. It could be like a bad relationship, right? Later on, after the sex runs out.
Because they're typically very passionate. Like astrology interests me a little bit, but I don't go completely by it. But we're both very passionate people, and a lot of Scorpios have that fire and stuff. I also want to ask you about the fleshlight. Yeah. Because everybody wants to hear about that. And in case you haven't heard, it's literally the #1 sex toy for men. And the reason is because it's literally so fucking lifelike. I mean, like, I've actually felt the skin on this before. I don't mean to sound weird, but whatever. Who cares? You're listening to this, you fucking pervs. You pervs.
But my problem is I grabbed the ass one, which is not the same one as the vagina one. But okay, so what I'm just gonna tell you is that I meant to bring the other kind of things.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have scissors? Oh, can I grab your scissors? I'm gonna just show him.
Yeah.
I forgot. I grabbed the other one that I wanted to grab the other one, but not this one. But I'm gonna show you as a demo, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So now, right now it has something just holding it for storage.
Right.
But you can feel the outer edge, right?
Right.
It's super, super soft.
Yeah, it literally feels like skin.
Right. I'm a huge advocate for a fleshlight because it is patented, right? So basically, everybody comes in. Like, I actually have a lot of people buying regular pocket pussies, and don't ever feel shy if you see me there, seriously, because I've seen it all.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I've sold the big dolls and everything, right? Like, no problem.
I used to do a joke, actually, when I first started stand-up. It was about how, like, I had my first girlfriend, and I took her out for, like, walks on the beach and stuff, and then she deflated.
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny.
it was. I don't do it anymore because it's really bad. But yeah, so that's what reminded me of that.
But, for one thing, let me just say something, because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Is because I have, like, the husband I have, like, I can understand both sides of the sexes and all these different things that people don't realize.
Oh, yeah.
They all go, oh my God, why would you want to do that? Oh my God, why would anybody want to do that? You know how, like, my wholesaler explained it to me perfectly, and ever since then, between that and my husband, like, I can get it. See, what girls don't realize is a lot of guys need to jack off, finish, whatever, masturbate, like, a good, like, once a day. And it's actually healthy. Like, it's cleaning the pipes, right?
Yeah, it's cleaning the pipes. It's actually good for your prostate.
And, yes, you know, stress reliever.
Oh, hey, but, like, if I don't jack off for, like, more than, like, I think I lasted 4 days. And, like, when I finally did, like, it's, you know, it's, like, a huge relief.
Yeah.
It honestly is.
Right. No, seriously, it's so true. And I'm telling you this because I understand it. And think of it this way, because girls don't realize, because they're not the same, right? They're not made the same. So, okay, so if a guy has to use their hand here and there, like, to do it once to twice, to several times a day, right? Depending on the guy. They're not gonna go, honey, can I just finish with you, like have sex with you for like 2 seconds just to like relieve myself so I can go to work and not be stressed in traffic?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so they have to use their hand, like, just get it done. Just, it's almost like get the job done.
I think that's why a lot of wars start, because guys haven't come. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. And I say
there's
they need
pent up
to.
rage. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like I know I'm quite irritable when I haven't had any for a long time. Like sometimes I'm no prize to be around, but if like I haven't had sex,
you
like,
have to.
You
like,
have to.
People
it's
have
so
to
healthy.
have orgasms, and guys have to have it differently than girls, right? And they're just wired differently.
Oh, absolutely.
But for example, how when we got this, I was like, I told my husband, honey, we have to bring this home.
Yeah.
Because I need to know, right?
Yeah.
I think these things are awesome, but I needed to know from our experience.
Absolutely.
And I looked up on Fleshlight. They actually have Fleshlight porn, and it was really hot where couples were using it together.
Right.
So I took this home, and I asked him, okay, like, the whole thing, first of all, the whole thing can come out. I don't want to pull it out because it's my demo. So the whole thing can come out, and you can put it in a bowl of water and warm it up. It holds a temperature so it won't be cold. And then you use water-based lube. Never use, like, silicone because it'll ruin it, just destroy it.
Absolutely. So
water-based lube, and you put a lot of it on inside and on you, and it'll just amazingly feel like real. And how my husband, and then another thing is, this here, which is patented, that other ones don't have, is this cap. Now the cap is like airflow, so there's like vents, and most pocket pussies only have like one little hole, and then that's just like it gives airflow. But this one actually gives. What girls don't realize is guys can feel inside the girl's muscle, like
we can.
tensing, and making waves, and this can actually make it tighter or looser for your suction. And as my husband says, it's not just like your hand where you go like this. It actually strokes up and down the entire shaft. So it feels amazing. So I'm a big advocate of this because this is patented for a reason. It's the top selling toy for a reason. So I love the Fleshlight. And that's why I have to show people, because some people, they come and ask me, they're like, but is it really good? Is it? And then I have people come back and go, I love it. You know, they tell me, they love it.
No, it's true. And like you said, if people have sex more, we just get like a happier nation. Yeah. Which is why I'm running. No, I'm just kidding. So I also want to bring up a couple more things, and then we'll do a bit more, because we're doing pretty good. You know Russell Peters, and Russell Peters is actually one of the main reasons why I started doing comedy. And
cool.
he just played at Caesars.
Yeah.
And you got to see him, and like you've known him for quite a while. How did you meet Russell?
Well, you know, I'm not best friends with him, but I've met him like several times, and The story goes is I was in Vegas about, I guess it was a good 5 years ago.
Right.
And everybody, all my porn star people, like, were there, and everybody's drinking. I ran into my other girlfriend who's done lots of movies and stuff with me, and she's from Mississauga. And she and I were just like, I don't know, it's crazy because during the porn time you get really into it. We were flashing, and you can get kicked out in Vegas.
Absolutely,
like, they
you can.
do not have, like,
you don't fuck with Vegas.
Especially in the Venetian.
No.
So anyway, she's like, oh, this is a Canadian, like, this is a Canadian comedian, he's so funny. And I've never heard of him or saw of him before, but he was super cute, and we posed for pictures, and we, like, opened up our top, and he was, like, in between us, going, there's 2 movies out, like, one each, right? And it's the funniest thing. And then I asked my friend, right? I said, how was it? And she's like, oh, I liked him so much, I took him back to my hotel room and fucked him. And I was like, okay. And I actually love that about her. She's wild like that. She's totally different. Like, I know we do porn, but I don't do anything like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I thought it was the funniest thing. And then he started hanging out with her.
Right.
When he would come to the area and stuff like that. And then I was like, I want to come to now. Like, I saw his stuff. He's so funny, right? And she's like, well, make sure you get your pedicure because you know he likes your toes done. And then she must have gave him some videos or whatnot, or he bought some videos, I'm not sure. But I'm standing in Toronto at the Canadian Film Festival after I did the TV show Web Dreams.
Right.
And who is calling my name? Like, we're about to leave because we're like, oh, this is so boring and whatever. And it is supposed to be like Brad Pitt, like, and Jennifer Aniston showed up later, but we left because we're like, it's slow right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing at the bar getting a last drink with my husband, and I hear, Maxine! I'm like, no one knows me? Like, no one knows who I am? I turn around, and I met him only once, like, years before, right? This incident. Probably, like, a year or 2 before, like, this incident, right? Mm-hmm. And I hear, and I turn around, and it's Russell Peters and his whole gang that he calls his brown gang, right?
Yeah.
And his whole brown gang. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. So we went to a couple parties, and he said that he had a couple of my movies, and he said that my feet are, like, his favorite because they're small and cute and stuff. So, and then ever since then, we've been going to show and going backstage and taking pictures with him, and he's always, like, hitting on me. Like, you see him how he is on the thing, he hits on me, and I love it. I love it because I think he's hilarious. And, what do you call it? He's always telling my husband, come on, let's, and my husband's like, you can only fuck her if you do it on film. He's like, I can't do it on film, I can't do it. So I never had sex with him.
see, everybody, musicians and singers don't get all the play. Comedians get a little bit too.
Yeah, but he's
wink,
a sweetie.
Nudge.
He's a sweetie.
Oh, definitely. And, like, one of the reasons why I really liked his stuff, like him and Chappelle were my biggest influences because they told me that they taught me you can joke about anything because he talks about, like, every culture. So, like, when he was doing his Jewish material, like, I'm Jewish, and he's like, you're not Jewish, you know? And he's like, you're Asian. They riffed on a whole thing about that, and, like,
I told you about it.
Yeah.
So he calls me Djiboudian. Because you're not Jewish, you're Cambodian. I said, I was adopted. Oh, yeah, you're adopted. So you're Djiboudian. So he calls me, Yeah.
You know, definitely. He's a cool guy. I really want to meet him one time. And like I said, you know, we all have, like, those people that influence us. And he's definitely an influence on me. And, because, like, you watch, like, even when I watch...
Well, hopefully he'll see this.
Yeah, hopefully he will. What up, Russ? Represent. But, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we got a few... You got a lot of toys. Holy shit, you brought, like, so much toys.
Oh, yeah, I brought... Yeah. We don't have to use whatever. I just brought whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And also, too, I know that we were... Because it was around Halloween, you did the zombie walk.
Oh, yeah. And, I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to hand out prizes for the best couple and stuff.
Definitely, yeah. The zombie walk was pretty dope because, you know, I'm not big into horror, but you love horror.
I love horror.
Yeah, it's like your thing.
That's what I should tell you. People will probably go, what's your fetish?
Yeah.
Well, my fetish is horror.
Right.
And of course, like, I'm into kink, so I like bondage and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about your childhood fetish. I'll tell you mine.
Really?
Okay, so, now that I'm so into kink, I used to, like, when I first got into it, I was like, well, where did mine come from, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you one of my earliest stories was because I do switching. I do like femdom. Sometimes I do subbing and whatever, right? So basically, I was like, where did mine come from? And I remember one of my earliest stories, my earliest memories, and I never told anybody until I told Scott, until he told me, like, till I finally told him, and then he was like, oh, that's normal. But my earliest memories is going, having fantasies. Like, you have, so many people have, like, they see something and it, you know, affects them as a child, right?
Absolutely.
And then somewhere it, like, wires something that they enjoyed it, or you like that image or whatever.
Yeah.
So I used to watch a lot of horror movies. Probably at an early age, my older brothers were putting them on. I remember being 6 and 8 and freaked out. So in the 80s, it's all sex and violence.
Sex and violence, Freddy Krueger, Jason, all that
Which
shit.
now, like, turns me on, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because when I was a teenager, me and my sister used to be like, oh, let's watch this, blah, blah, blah. And it used to be like, we used to get a whole, like, adrenaline rush from the fear and then relax, right?
And a part of sex and orgasms is that adrenaline rush, because you're having blood. Your blood is being orchestrated to your, you know, those areas.
Exactly. So, you know, like, you can go on about that, but my earliest thing was when I was in grade school. I had, maybe she was like 16, a teenager, and I was probably in grade 2 or something young, 2 or grade 4 or something along those lines, right?
Right.
And I used to fantasize about her getting kidnapped and tied up. And sometimes I would go and be the one to save her, and sometimes I'd be the one kidnapping her. And I was like, grade school, I was like, where did that come from? And I told my husband, I never told anybody until I got married to him. And then we started getting into fetish, and then he was like, told me, he goes, oh, actually, that's the most common fantasy is the rape fantasy. It's not real rape, it's role play, because you're giving up sexual control, letting somebody else have it. But for me, I was sometimes the top and sometimes the bottom. Sometimes I was the perpetrator.
Well, one of actually, I don't know if I told you about this, but one of my biggest fantasies, because like I really dug superheroes when I was a kid.
It was. That's a big fetish.
Yeah, it honestly is, because of the classic damsel in distress. You go save the chick, and it's like boom, she blows you.
Yeah, exactly.
So so that I guess that's one of mine too, because when I was in your store, like you had spoofs on Superman, Spider-Man, like all the DC and Marvel characters, and I was at the Fan Expo, like in the summer, and I had like a total nerdgasm, and like basically it was like Halloween. It was if Halloween came 3 months earlier. Because there are girls in like tight leather suits, and like
that's what Fetish Con's like. Fetish Con, they have like tons of those girls walking around.
Oh, so what you're saying is I'm coming, haha. No pun. That's a really bad joke. Yeah, definitely. No, it's really weird. Like we spoke so much about fetishes, and I think that if the more open people are, I think the more the stigma is gonna go away, because I find that it's even like this with gay people, you know, and with disabilities, because you're bisexual, right? You're bisexual. I find that my generation especially, you know, you always get stupid people in every generation. Like I've come to the conclusion that everybody's dumb, just some are worse than others. And I think that with us, especially like with our generation, we're becoming more open-minded.
Right.
And I think that's gonna evolve with sex, with sexuality, and with people that look and are different, you know. And
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is I find the more people talk about it or ask questions, the better they will be educated and be more open. So ignorance is about, you know, you can be ignorant, right? But you can learn. You can learn to grow and find out more information. It's when you're just really dumb or like a total idiot, then you can't change that. You can't change like just being stupid.
Absolutely.
Right? But if you are ignorant, you can learn. You know, so ignorance is one thing, but that gives an open to hearing about it, learning about it, and then of course like talking about it. I mean, what some people don't realize is that homophobia actually stems from
being in the closet for a lot of people,
right? But insecurity of their own sexuality. They don't have to be like coming out later on, but a very big group of people who have been homophobic as younger people came out later. And the other thing is homophobia is also because they're afraid of their own sexuality. And sometimes it is very natural to have curiosity about the same sex. Doesn't mean you're going to come out gay, but either way, the point is that everything stems from a reason, and it's almost like you can read those people who are like being ignorant or stupid or whatever, right? You can read right through them. Like somebody says something, anything against what I do, or what I do for my store or whatever. I know they're not getting any. And they need to have an orgasm so they can fucking relax. Take the fucking cucumber out of your ass and penetrate it, and then you'll get a good prostate orgasm.
I love this chick. This is only the second episode, but easily best guest ever. Seriously. So you've heard it, Canada. Get the. No, I'm just fucking with you. Use that cucumber. Don't abuse it.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it.
Definitely. Yeah. So definitely. I want to plug a few things because we're gonna wrap up quite soon.
Sure.
We're gonna plug the your website MaxineX.com, boundtocome.com, the Brazers, we mentioned that earlier, and check out her store. It's Maxine's Adult Playground, just Maxine'sAdultPlayground.com. She's on my Twitter. You can see her on my Twitter. It's at Maxines_Windsor. And at Maxine X_porn
triple X,
just like the movie. And she's on my Facebook too. She's on my Twitter.
Yeah, and he's on mine too.
Definitely, because my wheels are everywhere. You can't leave me alone. Even if you guys don't want to hear this, you gotta hear it because it's just all over the place.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. No, this is very cool. I'm so glad to have you on. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want you back.
Yeah, anytime. I love it.
Definitely. So yeah,
I'll be your regular.
Oh, you could be the right. No, why not?
Wait, no, it's sounding dirty now.
Oh, right. Only if Scott's cool with it.
Yeah, he'll say as long as I can film it.
You know what? It's all good. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, thank you so much. That's the podcast for this week. You've been listening to the Squeaky Unclean podcast. So remember to subscribe to SUP on Facebook, Squeaky Unclean Pod, Twitter at Squeaky Unclean Podcast. You can check us all out. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Maxine X, she will be back sometime in hopefully the very, very near future.
Yep.
And thank you so much for listening, guys. Have fun and take the cucumber out. So take care, guys.
Use it, don't abuse it.
Absolutely. Okay, SUP fans. See you later.